G'day mates, and welcome back to Empires of the Undergrowth, a little SimAnt clone we've been playing the last couple of days. Things are looking very, very nice here with a huge stockpile of food from the end of last episode. Built up massive storage, pretty good food in there, and we've got ourselves a fair few ants already. Now we also have a large amount of the royal jelly, which we will be using for upgrades shortly, but we haven't yet chosen which one we're going to go here. So we'll come back to that and do the upgrades later. Today we're going to be going into Queen of the Hill. Now Queen of the Hill is a, sounds like a King of the Hill, bit of a defensive mission here by the sounds of things. And last episode we used the Mortar Ant, a slow firing, powerful wood ant that does, solar damage and has an area effect ability at level 3. Today what we're going to be doing is the Rapid Fire Ant. Now we can choose them here on this mission because we haven't actually chosen them for our entire colony. Once we've chosen them though, we are locked out of the other one effectively. So we will have this option now, the opportunity now to actually see it in action.
A number of small Formica, Rufa and Fusca colonies have established themselves on this beach. Those nearest to the water's edge have enjoyed the first pick of the washed-up seafood for the past few days. However, as the sun and moon near alignment and the first spring tide of the month approaches, high tide draws nearer to these intrepid ants. Seemingly aware of their circumstances, these colonies are preparing to relocate to higher ground. There is only one way up the bank, and the route is currently occupied by a small Rufa colony. These defenders will have to hold their ground against the oncoming siege. It will be 3 days before the high tide washes away the competition. If the colony survives, it will inherit the beach. But this won't be an easy fight.
Well, there you go. We are effectively trying to survive against hordes of other ants as the tide slowly rises. So the other ones aren't as high up the beach as we are. They will have the advantage in that they can gather more food from the beach, and we won't have that opportunity. We'll be further away. So we are at a bit of a disadvantage here. But if we survive long enough, we will eventually take over. So let's build up a bit of a little stockpile here. I'm going to, I don't want to spend too heavily on the food just yet. So what we'll do is throw in another little worker den up here and get some ants ticking in as quick as we can. What do we need? We're going to need some workers. We'll get a couple of these guys down, and then what we'll do is we'll open up to the surface very, very shortly. Not enough food, that'll do for now. So let's open up to the surface and have a look at what we've got. You guys, have you harvested that food? I think they have. I think it's in storage, it's hard to tell. Okay, they've opened up, we have access to the surface. Now, we're up here, there are ants lower down here, and you can see they're harvesting huge amounts of food.
Although the nests nearer the water have better access to the food washed up by the sea, this Rufa colony need not starve. The plant life growing nearby is home to herds of grey aphids. As they feed on plant sap, these tiny insects excrete droplets of honeydew, which the wood ants find irresistible. They need only protect the aphids from danger to receive a constant supply of sugary liquid. Doing so is not always simple, however. Hungry ladybird beetles know exactly where the aphids like to graze. They can strip an unguarded stem bare in a mere matter of minutes. The ants will need to keep a close watch over their flock.
And there you go, you actually saw the ladybug eating one of the aphids. Now the overall production of this area has just dropped as a result of that. So we need to try to defend it from those ladybugs. So we're going to need, we're actually probably going to need more workers rather than anything else. So I'll get those workers ticking over right away. And we're probably even better off flipping these guys around for the time being, because I use the 7 of them up top and the 4 of them down here to build up their numbers there. Need to be careful of being attacked, so let's consider expanding to the south here. Let's get a little base down here. I'm going to want, what am I going to want? I'm going to want, nope, I've gone too far over. There we go. I'm going to want a little setup here to get some soldiers ticking over as quickly as possible. So we are bringing in this sap, but the ladybugs are going to come in, continuously fly in and take it. There is a little bit more over here as well that we can hopefully protect, but these guys, they're just non-stop. We can't stop them coming in, they're just going to pour in at this rate. So let's get ourselves a couple of the defense force dudes around. They'll be able to hopefully just scare the ladybugs off. Ooh, what have we got over here? There we go. So if we can do 25% damage, they will back off. So we need to do that before. So they'll land here somewhere and then march in towards the aphids. We need to kill them off before they take too much. Okay, this was very unexpected. We appear to have found a huge stockpile of food up behind the nest here that I was not aware was there. There was no marking on the map. That is very, very nice. I was digging a little base up here to throw down a couple of workers, but if we've got a good stockpile of food here, that'll be very handy. So I think we'll send you guys in to just harvest the food as well. How much food can we get? There's a fair bit. I think what we'll do is we'll put you're the workers up top.
A party of Formica Fusca black ants are heading inland. The high ground roofer colony must defend their territory.
It's not sounding good. So the Formica Fusca are going to do little raiding parties and try to push us back. We've got more food stores. Let's throw down a couple of these guys and then go and check out this battle. So these black ants, although they are blue in this case, are quite powerful. They're actually quite a lot stronger than our other ants one-on-one, but we need to build up numbers and use our ranged guys to their advantage. You guys need to get back to harvesting quick smart. So I'm going to get as many guys over here harvesting as possible. We are, looks like we're about halfway through the yellow stuff. If we can keep defending it, then hopefully we can build up a good proper defense force shortly. This will give us, I think, the numbers we need now to hold anything off on that direction. Up here, I'm going to want you guys to continue harvesting this food as quick as we can. There's another 90 food there. That'll allow us to build up probably, I think, the remainder of this storage room and get another little defense force somewhere at least started. They are 60 food each, so they're very, very expensive. But by working on that right away, I think we'll be...
The colony on the low ground are sending troops to clear a path for their queen. The high ground colony must keep them at bay.
Not looking good. Let's see if we can defend this and take these guys down. Now these guys are a little bit weaker, but they have their own wood ants that they can shoot. So it's wood ant versus wood ant in this case, so we're equal strength, but they will have the advantage. They're all going to be shooting with their rapid fire guys as well. I'm going to put you back onto the food. You're over here to defend, if at all possible, and you guys keep harvesting. So I've got the wood ant range guys here to not harvest food, so they're just going to sit around here as long as they can and defend. I've effectively abandoned this west side for the time being, although it looks like no, we haven't harvested all that food yet. So still heaps and heaps of food here that we can harvest. So we'll continue to defend over here until we get critical mass and then try to defend whatever's left over here. You can see that some of them are beginning to die off. We need to build up as quickly as we can.
The lower ground colonies have relented their siege for now. Night approaches, and with it, it brings a host of nocturnal predators out onto the beach. The high ground ants could go underground to wait out the night, but they would have to leave their precious aphids unguarded. It is a difficult choice for this colony. Face the peril out in the open, or hide away and risk losing their only reliable source of food.
And that is effectively it. There's going to be swarms and swarms of ladybugs coming in here over night time now to eat everything down. So we need to get as much food out of here as we can, as well as other predators coming in. So we are really going to be under siege at this point. Our best option is going to be to... more of them. Is going to be to hopefully try to just defend this one patch. This one on the left over here, I think is just going to be annihilated. There's 3 ladybugs coming in here. That'll pick them off. And it's unlikely that we're going to survive here. These guys, I think I'm not going to have them fight. I'm just going to make them grab food and run. We'll let our other guys do the fighting here. We've got 14 of them. And these guys actually do become food as well, which is great. Ladybugs we never get a chance to eat. They run before we can eat them. So we're going to continue fighting off. How big is that attack? Not too bad. We'll continue fighting off here and we'll see how we go. Okay, it looks like we have completely drained this side over here. So what we're going to do now is build up a attack force for over here. We're going to try to retake this area before we lose all the aphids over there. So we'll build up the best we can. We'll get as many of them over. And try to just hold on to this area as much as we can. Obviously getting a little bit distracted at the moment. Okay, let's go over and let's push in here and try to take this area. Now there's a bit of a defense force here, and they're probably going to rip through us very, very quickly. Yeah, we're actually whittling them down fairly well. Looks like our rapid fire ones are pretty good. It's good because they can switch targets quite easily, which I do like. The other guys would take a fair bit of effort. Okay, if we can start driving these guys off, we might actually have a better chance to reclaim this. Okay, you guys are you're going to stop attacking food, and instead you're going to come over here and start harvesting all this food that we've got here. And that'll give this one here time to replenish and regrow. Looks like we're actually losing a lot of these guys over here. So let's try to... Ooh, shit. Yeah, we might lose this one. We're going to be very careful here. Try to defend them as much as possible. Come on. I think I may have spread out too much. This first night was probably overkill. What I'm going to do is build up down here and continue pushing and get a force of melee guys as well to back us up. We're going to need them shortly, and it'll also allow us to start expanding the food down here as well. Damn it, we're losing the right hand side now because I abandoned it. This was a silly move on my part. What we're going to do is completely move back to the right here. We'll send all our forces over here, and we're just going to defend as much as possible. I shouldn't have done that. They will regrow. My understanding is that they slowly regrow. So if we can hold off, we can gradually bring it back to full harvesting capacity. I do need to be very careful. And maybe tomorrow night we will be able to retake the left side. For now though, let's just continue building up as much as possible over here and get a melee force to provide some tanking capability up the front. Okay, reasonably tight, but we have managed to, I think, take this area, and we haven't lost the right-hand side just yet. We're still holding it.
There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
Yes, but unfortunately we did lose a large number of people, and there's not a huge amount of food here because everything seems to be eating it. I think we need to over-harvest slightly, so we need to just hold as much as we can, allow these aphids to regrow and replenish as applicable, and then we'll be much better suited, hopefully, to be able to hold them off entirely. Looks like we're getting a little bit of food now.
And the battle for the high ground will soon continue. The high ground colony defended their aphid flocks well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to see them through the oncoming onslaught.
Okay, that's us managing to hold. Now I'm going to have to change things around so I can actually run this in my head properly. You guys are not going to fight, and you're just going to harvest food. These soldiers are not going to harvest food, just fight. So 3 and 4 will be on this side. You guys are the fighting group for the west, and you're the harvesting group for the west. So these 2 on the left, these 2 on the right. That should keep things nice and wrapped up in my mind. So we should be able to harvest now from both sides. Hopefully this will keep our food supplies good. We are getting a fair bit of food coming in now, so let's keep expanding underground here and get our...
The Fuska colony is sending a wave of warriors to clear a path for their queen.
That's not good. Let's get all our soldiers over here as quick as we can. We'll need everybody to get into the battle side. And there we go, we're able to take them out fairly quickly. They're powerful, very powerful, but there we go, did manage to actually beat them. So send our workers back here, workers over there, and get our soldiers back as well. You guys come down there. So if we keep holding on, we should be able to get enough food to build up an unstoppable force. And that really is what we're after. We need to get a tanking force that can hold. Now I need to be able to expand underground here. There's a lot of food that we can take. And to get to that, I need to have some spare forces. I'm not really sure how to do that just yet. What I'm thinking of doing is to actually sacrifice. Okay, it looks like there's an attack coming as well. So you guys come up here, everyone move over into this force. Okay, we're taking a fair bit of damage here because our guys are a long way away. They're gradually moving over. And of course that ladybug intercepting us. So we've taken more damage than we need to here. But things are starting to look pretty good. I think we've got this. Yep, we've got this under control. Okay, you guys go back to harvesting. Assuming, yep, they're both our warrior ones, the center. What we need to do now is upgrade a small section of guys here. This will allow us to bring them down and start fighting underground more efficiently. So to that end, I'm going to upgrade our... Who should I upgrade first? I think I'll upgrade these guys. I don't need to worry about our tanks so much just yet. By upgrading these guys here, what it'll allow me to do is, which one are they? They are, okay, this group over here. Allow them to come down here and hopefully fight.
More black ants are emerging from the Fuska nest.
Not looking good. Okay, let's get up here. Let's get our soldiers over as well and see if we can hold them off and fight them back. It's going to be a bit tight here, I think. Yeah, our ants are very fragile. Our level 2 one's about to get wiped out there. So what we do need is we do need more of these tanky guys. To do that though, we're going to need more food. So I'm going to push on as quickly as we can. I'm going to head down and grab food. To get here, I think what we're going to do, actually let's just keep upgrading for the time being. Get these guys, if I can get one level 3, I'll be very, very happy because they will have a slowing attack. Now we haven't gone the large, big ones like this for our dudes, so we won't be able to get all of them leveled up. We'll have one center guy who will be leveled up only to level 3. The rest will have to be level 2. Just the
More soldiers are emerging from the roofer nest.
Just the nature of the beast. Okay, we'll try to defend it over here. This is something that's not good. We may need to fall back here. In fact, that's almost certainly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to fall back and try to get everybody over in this direction. Come on, guys. We're losing a lot. We're losing so much food here. Okay, let's charge onwards, push, and see if we can take them out. Yep, they're fairly weak, thankfully. Some of our level 2s are beginning to kick in here, and we're wiping them out. Okay, that's good. Now what we need to do is hold. We have to hold up here. What I'm going to do is change this one to not harvest food and just defend. I'm going to send these 2 guys here and all the workers. And I'm going to bring... I just want to find out which ones they are. The upgraded guys are these ones here. Okay, you're going to come back. Group 3 is going to come in here. And we're going to hold this underground and start taking this food as quickly as we can. This will give us the best possible chance of survival, because the top surface, we're not getting much food out of it just yet. Now, night is about to fall, so we're not going to have any more attacks, thankfully. It gives us a bit of a chance to get as much food down here as we can.
And a temporary truce emerges between the warring colonies. Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning?
So at this point, I think what we're going to do is just defend one area up the top here as much as we can. I'm even inclined to make you guys into fighter and harvester. So you guys just fight to defend. You guys will fight and harvest while you're up there. So we do need to just do the best we can to hold on. I think we're just going to focus on this one side for now. It really is too difficult to hold both of them. Ooh, excellent. Fully leveled up food stores. Give me a chance to get this up to the second level. Probably a fair bit of food there. And then now we're going to push off to grab the stuff up here. Hopefully not too well defended.
Dawn breaks, and the battle for the high ground will soon continue. The high ground army defended their acres well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to feed them through the oncoming onslaught.
Well, there you go. Looks like this area is fairly well defended. It appears to have almost completely recovered. There are a lot of small ones which won't produce quite as much food as quickly, to my understanding, but they will grow over time, and looks like we've got a fair bit of food still going here. We are holding on top. What we need to do though is retake the rest of this food down here and continue leveling up our people. Things are looking pretty good for us so far. I do need to level up some of these workers as well, I think. I think having a leveled up worker flock.
All they can to prepare this brood chamber.
Yes, I think having a leveled up worker flock will be very, very handy as well. Things are looking pretty good. Get you guys up, and then we can get that center one done as well shortly.
More black ants are emerging from the Fuska nest.
Okay, we need to defend against these black ants as much as possible. I'm going to send you guys over as well and see if we can actually take them down. There's a lot of them coming, and are we going to stop them before they get in there? It's going to be pretty tight, but I think we've got them. Yeah, okay, so we've got this, but we are needing to expand quite a bit. We've got a bit more food underground that we can take, but I'm going to need to build up a good, proper, large defense force that I can actually upgrade fully. So, to that end, let's think about this. I'm going to want... Yeah, this, there you go, that's a good size force, and it'll allow us to get everything nicely leveled up. It's going to take the rest of our food, but that'll give us sufficient capability to actually fight the enemies. You guys are trying your best to hold over here. We'll see how we're going. You keep harvesting the nighttime. Food over here is good, so you guys come over. Harvest and fight as much as possible. We'll leave us...
More soldiers are emerging from the roofer nest.
Bit of a problem here. We need to get over as quick as possible. You guys can start fighting and taking them down where possible. They've got massive numbers here, so we're going to need... What are we going to need? We're going to need more tanks, I think. Although at this point I'm inclined to have high level guys as well. So continue throwing down as many as we can. You guys continue harvesting as much food as you can, and don't bother fighting, just harvest. It's going to give you, you're the defense force, you guys need to take what you can from over here, and I'm going to make you a permanent defense force up here. So you're not going to harvest, you're just going to fight. And you guys are actually going to come over here and just harvest food. So we've got some fighters, some food guys. These guys over there are doing the same. And then here we've got ourselves a solid defense force.
Both lower ground colonies are now sending out armies at the same time.
That's not good to hear. So we need to defend at the center as much as possible. We've got no other choice here. They're going to just swarm us. So we need to push in. Looks like some of them have been intercepted. So we can kill them off piecemeal, hopefully. While we defend here. You guys charge up there. Take these guys down quickly. Okay, it looks like we've managed to hold this one off, but we do need to continue building up as much as possible. Okay, harvesters here, and I'm going to want a fighting force over there. And then over there, I'm going to want harvesters and a fighting force. Let's continue building them up, and we should be in a strong position.
Black and wood ants are heading from the nest to the high ground.
Okay, we've taken a lot of losses here. At this point, our concern is that we were struggling to replace the things underground fast enough. The eggs that we're losing can only hatch once before they need to be replaced. So we were losing things too quickly to actually replace them, even if we had the food. So I'm throwing down some roads here that'll hopefully allow us to run back and forth a little bit quicker for our worker ants. Now that night time's coming, what I'm going to do is charge down here again.
Falls, and a temporary truce emerges between the warring colonies. Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning?
We're going to be doing both. We're going to be taking out the rest of the food under here as much as possible to have our army get the best possible chance for the next day. So these guys are hopefully ready to take them down. There we go. Ooh, it's a big one. Not good. We'll see if we can take this one down without too many losses. Unfortunately, we're not really in the best position. They can sort of take us all at the front. But our rapid fire ones are doing some good damage here. Have we got any level 3s? I'm not sure. I don't think there's any level 3s in here. Doesn't matter though. That's good food we're getting out of this. Okay, looks like a very large force is pushing in, and we're taking some heavy casualties here in the west. These guys, we're actually going to need to fall out and fight them off. We're taking heavy casualties. This is not good. I'm actually inclined at this point to stick another force underground to actually help out with the egg laying. We need to kill as many of these guys as possible. This is good food as well. So you're going to continue holding over here. Level 5, you're going to continue harvesting just the food. And those guys should be sufficient to hold off on the right here. I'm going to need more tank guys, but I also need to level these guys up. I think it's going to be more important than getting more tanks. Either way, we'll get you guys down here. Now that we've managed to secure the top, we're going to abandon the west again and just focus on the right hand side here. And look at that, we actually managed to kill a ladybug. I don't think I've ever seen that before. You have to really kill them quickly because they fly away as soon as they hit 25%. So I've never seen that before. That's awesome. These guys could be more troublesome. This is going to be a massive force. Hopefully we can hold them off. What we need to do though is focus down here and get into this food quick smart.
The colony is starving. not enough food to feed the new brood.
Fairly continuous attacks over here on the right side, and the left has been completely overrun. There are almost no aphids left alive. They're basically being completely eaten off, and that is... we're not retaking that. We'll have to wait for the overnight. It looks like we're actually managing to kill off quite a few of the ladybugs as well. What I'm going to need now is additional people harvesting food up here. Things are going really well, which is great. But we're going to continue pushing. We've got only a few more guys left underground here, and then we're done. So level 3, you guys come down, and we'll charge in there and grab that food. Meanwhile, these guys continue finishing off the remaining couple of guys here. We'll have an entire squad that's going to be level 3. And looks like the daytime is coming. We need to get as much food done up here as possible. These aphids are looking very fat and strong, which is brilliant because we can get some good food off them from that. Not a huge amount. Oh, it's another attack. Jesus. So it looks like continuous attacks are going to be what we're going to be facing from here on out. They are pouring up towards us. We need to continue harvesting this food though, because I want to get the rest of these guys are leveled up to level 3. That'll give them their slowing attack, which will make them considerably more of a threat to the enemy forces coming our way.
A large black ant force has been sent from the Fuska nest.
Okay, it's a massive black ant force, and you can see now they're starting to try and harvest our food because everything else on the lower level has effectively been flooded out. Most of it wasn't even touched. So we need to try to hold off what we can here. We're going to need a lot more melee troops as well. But we're doing good damage because we're actually slowing them down now with our level 3 guys. So they can't attack as quickly. And it's a good suppression as we just continue doing quite high DPS. Okay, brilliant. You guys go back there. I'm going to want... I need some space to... There, that's pretty big, but I should be able to afford some of it. Yeah, and yeah, they're definitely pushing us back. They're continually trying to harvest our food up here. We need...
Wood ants are heading toward the high ground colony.
We need to try to defend just the right side at this point. We're not going to be able to hold the entire thing. In fact, considering this is the last day, it may not even be worthwhile upgrading too much here. Probably just going to want a couple of guys down, and we'll save the rest of our food, I think. Yeah, I probably need to focus on leveling those guys up. I shouldn't have placed so many down. But we'll see how we're going here, and see if we can hold. And with that, we've got our workers down the bottom here. They're going to need to focus on just leveling ourselves up and keeping our eggs ready and prepared. I think we've effectively lost this right-hand side, so you're going to fall back underground as well. And these guys are just going to combine, and we're just going to hold here. I think we're going to give up harvesting any more food at this point. We'll push a little bit more for now, and just see what we can do. If there's any food remaining.
Ground colonies are now sending out armies at the same time.
Okay, we're going to fall right back here. And I'm actually going to send all our... No, I'm not. I'm going to keep them as they are. They need to keep our eggs going as quickly as possible. You guys... Come on, fall back. Fall back. Damn it, they're all going underground. We need to get there as quickly as we can. Things are looking bad. Fighting them on two fronts here. Underground and the north side. North side appears to be taken care of, so now we're able to flank them here. Food is still low. We're harvesting a little bit, but that'll be the last stuff that comes in, I think. I don't know if we have capability of taking any more. Is there any more? No, there's only a couple of pieces left. So with that, I think what we're going to do is just quickly send out the workers. If they're expended, if they die, that's fine. They're only, I think how much are they? They're 2 food each. Yeah, 2 food to rehatch, whereas these guys are 5, and I don't want them to be caught outside the critical mass. So you take what you can, grab it, and then run back underground. So they're going to...
The day is almost over. The low ground is already starting to flood. The lower ground nests are emptying completely, and the ants are rushing up the bank. This is their final assault.
There you go, this is it, the final battle. We need to take them down here. They're all going to be charging in. We're going to be handling them underground in one location. We've got 59 ants here, ready to fight them back. And there's their queens coming in to battle us as well. We're taking their queens down. With that, I think we've managed to hold off. We didn't lose too many. Our workers managed to replace everything we lost. We had sufficient food. And of course now we're harvesting the queens for additional food, even better. What's that? Is that the last? Yeah, little ladybugs. We're fine. And their nests are completely flooded out. With that, we have won a resounding victory. Survival complete.
The wood ants upon the hill have finally defeated their would-be successors. Tomorrow their empire will expand to the undefended intertidal flats below, commanding both the aphid farms and the bounty of the sea. This colony will rise to become an undeniable power in the Undergrowth.
There we go, victory for Formica rufa. Got a hell of a lot more royal jelly, more food, and additional territory. Currently, we've got, I think, 28 territory available, give or take, so an additional 20 is more than sufficient. That one is just overkill. Food, I think we've got enough of as well, so I'm actually going to take the royal jelly for this time. No, I'm not. I'm going to take the additional food this time. I know it'd be a pain in the ass to not... we'll take the royal jelly. What I was going to think was we could be able to build up our entire forces and still have leftover food, but I can always redo missions if required. So we're going to end the level and see how we go. We've got decent food, good royal jelly. This will actually push us over our total storage capacity. But that will not be a problem because we're going to be leveling up shortly. Ooh.
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Yes, it's an unexpected attack. Either way, we are nice and fully set up here and defended. We have now seen the wood ant mortar and the wood ant rapid fire in action for both of them. It looks like, yeah, their little example movie is both against those tiger beetles. So what I need to do now is make a choice. I'll be doing that next episode. Currently the mortar is in the lead with its area effect damage at level 3. These guys, however, do have the slowing target at level 3. We didn't really see that too much until right at the end when they actually managed to take down a force much larger than themselves with just a couple of ants doing the rapid fire. So they can do quite a lot of DPS. They're very good at rapid retargeting, whereas these guys don't rapidly retarget, but at high levels they can decimate huge areas, and even at normal levels they can still do good damage against heavily armored things because each individual shot is so powerful that armor is less relevant. So make sure to drop down a little vote and smash that thumbs up button if you do indeed enjoy this content. Ooh, looks like our food stores are full. I'm going to need to hollow out an area and choose a next episode. Anyway guys, I've been Blxz. This has been Empires of the Undergrowth, a little SimAnt lookalike. that I'm absolutely enjoying at the moment. You guys can buy it from Steam, I believe. It's on sale there. Otherwise, I'm sure the developer's website has it as well. Either way, guys, take care, and I will see you next time.